Hey everybody! Well, today we're going to take a look at something different. This is a prop replica from Star Trek The Next Generation. Thank goodness for 3D printing and thank goodness for eBay. So I managed to find this piece. This is a replica of the Echo Papa 607. This is the prop that we saw in the first season episode called Arsenal of Freedom. It's that cool looking drone thing that Tasha Yar and Data are like shooting their phasers at, and Riker too at one point. And it kept getting better and better as time went on. Each time they destroy one, it gets better. So let's go ahead and cut this over here. And let's open this up. So I just got this in today. And I'm not sure I got that other side over here. Let me come over here real quick and cut this side. Okay. Hopefully we got it now. All right. Very good. Okay, so let's take a look at this. Now, I got this from a seller. I'll have to check back at what his name is if you want to get one of these. And he's in Canada. All right, so this is pretty neat looking. Oh, wow, okay. So what is this? We have something right off the bat. Oh, look at this. Enjoy this free gift. That's very nice. It's a Enterprise D. Hopefully I'm not getting too much reflection on here. An Enterprise D mouse pad. Well, that was very nice. You know, every now and then you get some eBay sellers that are just super awesome about stuff. I've been pretty lucky with that. Okay, so at least these are the biodegradable peanuts. Well, let's take the Echo Papa out first. Very nicely packaged, by the way. Ooh, this is too cool. Now, I remember seeing this episode when it first aired, and I thought, oh, that thing is cool. It's a cool-looking drone, and later on I discovered how they made it, and I think you're going to get a kick out of finding out what they made it out of. Wow, you know, the color of that is neat. So it looks like he printed it in a color that, because it's goldish in the show. This almost looks like a greenish gold. Look at that. Oh, that is nice looking. Ooh, that is nice looking. Oh, wow, look at this thing. Wow, the colors are spectacular on it. I thought maybe I was going to have to paint it, but no. Oh, man, this is so cool. Look at that thing. So if you're familiar with the episode, you know what this is. Wow, that looks really, really good. It's a little bigger than I thought it was. Now, now he said that it was actual size to the original prop, but I'm not sure about that. And the reason I say that is because of this piece right down here, and I'll discuss that in just a minute. I think this is actually smaller than the actual prop. I think this piece should be about maybe that much bigger. Yeah, I'd say about that much bigger. But this is beautiful. Okay, so now let me see. We have another piece in here. Oh, let me put this down. And he also provided a stand. So this comes with a stand. Well, you know, this is packaged really well. Look at it. I think that's his logo. Very nice packing job. So tip of the hat to him for that. This is really cool. So this is a 3D printed stand that this comes with, so you can display it on a shelf. Oh, that's nice. That's a nice looking piece as well. Look at that. Oh, that's cool. It's like a silver color. Yeah, I like that a lot. Oh, that's nice. I don't know. I may hang it from the ceiling since it kind of floated around. And there, what is this? Okay, so Siberia Online Systems. That is the name of the gentleman that made this, Siberia Online Systems. I think he has the same name on eBay, and it says join our mailing list. You know, I think I just may, because if he's got this cool looking stuff, this might be some kind of a, let me see what this is before I open this. This might be a, okay, that's an invoice. So, all right, so let's take a look at the prop itself. Okay, so here we have it on the stand now, and I really love the way this displays on the stand. It's a clever way of doing it. Makes it look like it's suspended. So I just love this thing. I think it's great. Now, looking at this thing and looking at the original episode, and we'll check out some clips from the episode so we can kind of get a better idea of it. And also, I'll show you some pictures of the original prop, because I think two of these, at least two anyway, went up for auction several years ago, and so you can kind of get a good look. So these things looked more copper to me. This is definitely a green, like a metallic green color on here. So I'm not sure why he chose this color. It looks copper, at least from what I saw. So I'm kind of tempted to repaint this in copper. I'll probably just mask off this yellow area and this green area because these look fine. But I think I might do a copper coat on this. Maybe put a primer on it and copper it up. Now, talking about what they used to make this piece. So I believe Dan Curry was the gentleman who made the prop for the episode, and he was discussing what he did. So this piece here, he actually used one of those plastic Easter eggs that you can buy at the store and fill it up with candy. That's what he used for this top section right here. And then this part here, and this is the part that makes me think that this is a little too small. He used one of those of you who can remember, there was this pantyhose brand called Legs. It was L''apostrophe EGGS, so Legs. And my mom used to buy those all the time, and they came in these cool egg containers, like egg-shaped plastic containers. I used to keep those all the time because I could use them for stuff. And I know that they were bigger than this. This is what the original prop used, a Legs egg for that. And I think those were probably about this much bigger, as I recall. Yeah, they were a little bit wider too. So I think this is what kind of gives it away as to this being a little bit smaller than actual size. But other than that, I think it looks fantastic. Now, in looking at the episode, I think they make it look bigger when it's floating around in scale to the people. And I think they may have just done that with a special effect, is my guess. I'm not even sure that prop was actually floating around out there. It was probably added in later, and they had to act like it was there. Now, I think the best part of what Dan Curry used to make this prop is this section right here, this little kind of like sleeve that goes over this part. What he used for this was a shampoo bottle. He actually cut a shampoo bottle and used a portion of it to make this section right here, which just makes me crack up. And then he used that tubing that you see that surrounds like cables and wires and stuff. That's what he used in here. So once again, I am always just amazed at how the prop people in TV shows and movies can take regular found items and turn it into something really cool looking that you've never seen before. I mean, I would have never suspected a shampoo bottle, and I mean, maybe you could guess what these were, but I never really gave it much thought. But I think that's fantastic. But anyway, this is a beautiful piece. So let's go ahead and take a look at some clips from the episode. So in the episode, this is actually the second time that it appears, and you'll see it back here in this sky section. Now, I'm pretty sure that this was a visual effect. I don't think that the drone is actually there. See it going on back there? And the reason I say that is because this is all based on the fact that the bottom of that thing is a Legs egg container, and at this point that would be way bigger than what it actually is. So I'm pretty sure that was a visual effect. So I don't think it was actually there. They just have to react to something that's not there, and there we can see it going by really quick. Also, when it goes by right here, we can kind of get a good look at the coloring of it. Now, it looks more copper on camera right here, but I'm watching it directly, and it looks more like a gold with highlights of brown and other colors in it, some iridescent colors, but mainly it looks like it's gold with copper. And in this scene, we get a closer view of it, and I'm pretty sure that the yellow light in here and the green down here, I think that's a visual effect. I don't think the model actually had lights in it. And plus it pulsates, not based on what the model was made out of anyway. And I like how it takes both Data and Tasha to have to shoot at it in order to destroy it. And the next time it shows up, it's even meaner, so they have to use all three, including Riker, to destroy it on the second go. Now, taking a look at the original prop, this was the back side of it. This must have been an auction photo, I'm guessing, and so on the back here you can kind of see the coloring on it. Once again, it looks a little more copperish in the camera, but not in person, at least on the photo. You'll notice this little bolt up here. That's how it was supported when they're making it float around and stuff. But what else is interesting is it's painted green. So I'm assuming that the rod also was green and they used the green screen to erase that part out. So that's my guess as to why that is the case. It's interesting to note that there is a piece of string on here. So it was possible it was hanging on display somewhere. More than likely, maybe a Planet Hollywood or something like that, where it may have been on display. In this picture, we get a different angle of the front. And once again, there's the green screw. You can kind of see the way it was kind of glued together right there and down here. And then this is the front view of it. Now, once again, you can see that they actually used a blue tape or some kind of blue in here, probably for a blue screen effect. And so this didn't have lights in it. I don't think it did. I don't think it was that sophisticated of a model. I think they just used special effects to add that lighting effect in here and then the phaser effects. But now you can really see this section here. That piece right here was made from a shampoo bottle, like I mentioned. It's just so funny. You can even kind of see how it was hand cut. I'm always amazed at what they can get away with on screen, you know, especially well, back when that show was on, we didn't have the big, huge screen TVs and high definition. So, you know, you weren't going to notice all that detail, but you can kind of also see where the paint was a little bit sloppy right in here. But it's pretty neat that they had this thing. It still exists. If you look closely also, you can see the little nubs on the egg right here and here and here. I always remembered those eggs had those little nubs sticking out. I think the purpose of those was to keep the egg in the package when it was, you know, in stores. So it's kind of cool that you can actually see that in there. But yep, those are pictures of the original prop. Alright, so I have changed my mind. I think I'm going to paint this gold instead. Looking at those pictures, it does look copper, but I was reading Dan's, it was like an article or something that he wrote, and he said he started out with gold and just added some other colors to it. I think I'm just going to do gold, and then I'm just going to spritz on some copper, and I think that's about all I'm going to do with it. Yeah, I mean, that's fine. It looks kind of gold here, doesn't it? But it is green. But I wish he would have, the gentleman that made this, I wish he would have printed this in gold, because if he did, I probably would have just left it the way it is. But anyway, so I did sand down some areas here where you could kind of see the, I guess, kind of where the lines came together. You can see right there, if I get it in the light right there, you can kind of see the zigzag. So I sanded it down so maybe those won't show up as much. And then to mask off this, I just used some blue masking tape. And then just cut around the edge. And then for this, I took a piece of index card. I cut a strip of it out. And then you can tuck it right down inside there where that yellow strip is. There's actually some space between the yellow strip and the egg. And so I just kind of tucked it in there, and it works perfect as a mask. Alright, so now I'm just going to go ahead and give this a couple coats of the primer. And then I can start working on painting it gold. Maybe it'll look a little bit more like the actual prop. Okay, so since this thing is painted now, I didn't want it scratching every time I put it on the stand here, so I just put some felt pieces on here. So I just kind of cut this to kind of conform to this little edge, and then we got this strip, and then this kind of curved section in the middle. You can see it's like 3 different things. And then I went ahead and put some felt on the inside so that that's not scraping on the model also. So that way, it's got a little softer area to sit on. So the colors I decided to use on this is the Tamiya Gold. This is TS21 Gold. And then I spritzed some copper on here, and for that I used the Tamiya TS92. They call it metallic orange. I was discussing this in a previous video. So they don't actually call it copper. So anyway, everything's all painted. So now let's see if we can get these masks off. This piece of paper here might be a little tricky to get out of here because it is kind of tucked in there. And let me see if I can pull on it enough to get it out. Maybe. There we go. Okay, now let's hope there's no bleed over. Ooh, nice. I haven't looked at that green in a while, so, okay, let me see if I can get the rest of this. Oh, that's nice. So, yeah, there we go. That was just a strip of index card. Let's take a look at that. Okay, good. Looks like that came out nice and clean. Perfect. Alright, now let's see if we can get this other mask off. hopefully without doing anything damage-wise. It's hard to get into this corner. Let me see. Hopefully there's no bleed over on here either. All right, let's see if I can grip that. Oh, good. Ooh, nice. Okay. Ooh, nice, nice. Yay! Haha! Came out nice and clean on that as well. Okay, very good. All right, let's take a look at this whole thing now that it's all painted. All right, here it is all complete, and yeah, this is really cool. I'm really glad I decided to paint this. It turned out really good. This is a really cool 3D printed piece. You know, it's the only way we can get these unusual looking props and stuff. You know, it's just one of these things where, and I'm really glad there's people out there who have 3D printers that are making files for this stuff and making models for us to buy. If you have a 3D printer, you might be able to find the files for this. But I think this is a really beautifully done piece. But there is some 3D, you know, print lines you can still see on here. And I suppose I could have worked harder to maybe get rid of those. I really didn't care. You know, the more I mess around with these 3D print models, the less this bothers me. That used to bother me quite a bit. But now it just, I don't know, it doesn't bother me that much anymore. I think it's because I'm more interested in the piece itself than worrying about, you know, the lines. But you can see some certain things on here. So let's get a closer view and I'll show you what I mean. Now, of course, when you paint something with metallic paints like this, it's going to show every single detail or flaw or whatever. With this being a 3D printed model, you're going to see all the lines on here. I probably could have put some kind of a filler primer on here to fill those in a little bit. But I don't know, after building those batteries not included robots, I'm worn out when it comes to model building and painting. I really am. In fact, I just started, I worked on this right after Carmen, and I was kind of tired of just painting in general, so I really wanted to keep this as simple as possible. Here you can kind of see I put a little bit of copper highlights in there just to kind of, I don't know, just to highlight certain things. It's subtle. You know, I tried not to overdo it. And also in this bright light, it kind of washes it out a little bit. You can kind of see it a little bit along here and on the back. And the glare on here also kind of takes away from some of it. But on the top here, I noticed there was kind of a weird, it doesn't reflect light as much. And I think it's because of the way those 3D print lines are kind of swirling up there. And I think it does something weird with the light when it comes to that. And there is some areas that you'll see that are a little bit darker, like right up here. And that's fine. It kind of adds more detail to it. But you can see here, maybe if I turn the lights down a little bit, we can kind of see more of the copper on here. Yeah, you can kind of see it right in there. So the bright lights kind of wash it out a little bit. Yeah, I really like that copper effect. It's really cool. I think Dan Curry, who made the original props, said he used other metallic or iridescent paints on there. So maybe some airbrushing work on there might make that look pretty cool. But I'm happy with the results with it that I got here just by using those two colors. So yeah, overall I think it looks pretty cool. So there we go, the Echo Papa 607 drone from Arsenal of Freedom. So if you watch that first season, I don't know, the first season I gotta say, watching some of those episodes is a little hard just because the show is, they're still kind of getting the feel for the show, and so some of the episodes are a little rough to watch, but I really liked this one because I thought this thing was really cool looking. I like how each time they destroyed it, it would adapt and get harder to destroy. And as I mentioned, this is it was advertised as a 1-to-1 scale replica, but like I said, the legs eggs I know are probably this much bigger. I should see if I can try to find a legs egg somewhere and compare it to this, because I know that this is definitely smaller than one of the actual props. But if you want to get one of these, let's see, what was the name of the website? Well, the name of the seller is Siberia Online System. Siberia Online System. So here you can see right there is the name of the company, and then their website is SiberiaOnlineSystems.com, and they have a bunch of other really cool stuff. And I think they make some really good stuff anyway. It was $147 for this. It is kind of pricey, but it's kind of worth the money as far as I'm concerned when the person has to print it and if he made the files as well. So I think it's pretty cool. But anyway, if you want one of those, head over to eBay and find it, or just go to their website. There's other stuff on there that I'm probably going to buy from them because I really liked some of their other props, and it was kind of a fun little thing to paint because there wasn't too much to it. Alright, well that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons. I very much appreciate it, and I will see you on the next video. So thank you so much for watching, and have a good one!